welcome to One More Go Gaming's E3 coverage of 2018. I'm joined today for our final episode by Andy Caffin. My name's Christian Lasham. Don't forget you can join our conversation on Discord at One More Go Gaming, on Instagram at One More Go Gaming, on Twitter at One More Go Gaming, or right here on YouTube where you can hit the subscribe button and see us any time that you wish. This is the last little video in our E3 coverage. Andy, last night.
I think it followed on. I was blown away still because it was Sony.
Yeah.
But I feel it seems short.
Overall, or specifically Sony? Because I think all three of the conferences last night felt short.
Yeah, but it was worse because they were stacked with filler.
Yeah.
Stuff that didn't need to be there. Mm-hmm. Like we were saying about games that we've seen gameplay for, so why are we being forced upon us with
another
trailers?
Which shows us nothing else.
Yeah. Exactly. Or the same trailer that we've seen previously.
In the same year.
Or been leaked in some way, shape or form.
Yeah. Or multiple musical numbers, dance numbers.
Oh, yeah. If another person comes out with a guitar, I would have just... and walked out.
So we started with Square Enix. You didn't see Square Enix's conference, did you?
No, I caught the end bit and a bit of catch up, but it didn't look like I missed a whole amount.
I would say you missed nothing. I didn't really remember there being an announcement of any form, just showing us things again we've already seen, some more Kingdom Hearts, Monster Hunter Final Fantasy crossover, a little bit of Tomb Raider gameplay, and it was only a little bit of Tomb Raider gameplay, which really was just more Tomb Raider. It could easily be just a plaster on to the previous Tomb Raider game.
It could have. From what I saw, it could have been DLC to the last ones. I wouldn't have known any different.
Not necessarily a negative thing. It's more Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider's good.
Yeah.
But I don't care for it at E3.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we need to be blown away. We wanted new stuff. We wanted Avengers.
Yes, we wanted. And I think that's the big thing here. The big thing, I think, of all three conferences today aren't what was there, but it's what wasn't there.
Exactly. We didn't see our Final Fantasy remake.
No Final Fantasy remake.
Could be cancelled.
No Rocksteady game.
No.
Still, which is weird because they've been teasing even in the last week as well. They changed all of their Twitter logos and stuff around. So why? Well,
we were expecting something, even though every single company came out and said, "Oh, don't expect anything new," and
it's
we were wrong.
Unusual. No Rockstar.
Yeah.
As well, I know Rockstar don't do E3, but it's weird that they've got a major franchise title launching in.
You figure they would have chucked some sort of exclusive content out with Sony.
And that's exactly, at least something like that. It's weird because
his early access on PlayStation or something to online content.
Yeah, very, very, very odd. Ubisoft though, so I've got a little rundown here of everything that happened in the Ubisoft press conference. Opened with a dance sequence.
Get it out of the way early.
Yep.
It's always been
my
laughed out.
My only complaint with it really was how long it went on for.
It did seem to drag, didn't it? And because of the lack of celebrity, it seemed a bit...
Yeah. But once I got out of the way, and obviously Just Dance 2019, also coming October.
Yeah, and it's finally not on the Wii.
Finally not on the Wii. Beyond Good and Evil 2 took to the stage with a very, very small amount of gameplay shown. It was basically nothing, and it was all done on the back wall.
Yeah, it looked like it was still early sort of alpha testing.
They did say there'd be a behind closed doors gameplay demo, but I don't understand why you would say that during your press conference. It seems almost, I don't know, it seems like we've got stuff, but
we're afraid to show you it.
We're afraid to show you it, yeah. It's very odd. And then they came out and announced a community creation thing with
there was a lot of community events with Mr. Levitt himself, wasn't it? So.
I just think that's a very odd thing as well to be talk about your game, not about. It seems weird.
It's not an E3 related thing. I get it. Sort of talks to the masses when you're at E3. That's the biggest audience you're ever going to get as a company. But is it going to attract the right sort of attention, or is it going to just fizzle out?
You're better in your knowledge field with some of these older franchises than me, so I think you probably know more about Beyond Good and Evil than I do. I don't really know anything about it.
Sort of. It's a lost niche now because people have been wanting it for so long now.
It's an old game, right?
People have forgotten how to want it. Like it's been right. So long that it's just like, all I want to do is just demand that it turns up, and now it's here. We don't know what we want in it, and
so what was the first game? What was the gameplay? What was the? I don't know. I don't know anything.
It's very similar to what you saw, but it's it's a difficult one to transfer to today's gaming.
Okay.
It was a lot more, from what the brief amount we saw, it was usually a little bit slower paced than that. Okay. So it's going to be harder to take it to, because today's environment, everyone does want a fast-paced hack and slash. They're even pacing up Dark Souls with stuff these days.
Even what we saw later on in Sony conferences looked faster paced than what you would expect.
Well, that's it. You want it to be fluid.
Once they got that out of the way, Rainbow Six came out and announced a documentary.
Yeah, definitely not needed. You could have saved it for Channel 4. No offence to Channel 4, but...
All of the offence to Channel 4. Yeah, I guess just E3 is not the stage for that, and it's just winding me up. Like, we've already had a bad E3 up until this point. Ubisoft are normally the guys that come out and save the day.
Yeah, and just chat nonsense. I'll take some nonsense, but going back to esports as well.
They were doing an EA.
Yeah,
they were doing an EA.
It was all about, here's our giant community, here's our fan base.
And the media bullcrap that no one cares about.
Come to our esports that no one's really that fussed about, because there are better esports out there. They say that how good Siege is.
Again, I think it's just that E3 is not the audience for that.
No. People come here for the future, not what's happening. Which, if I cared about esports, I'd already be watching it.
Yeah, they come here for the future and for the games, not for
watching someone else play it. I'm here to play my own games. Thank you.
Then Trials Rising was announced. Guy came out on a bike, fell around the stage.
He fell over. I think that was the best part of that whole performance.
The worst thing about it was scripted.
Yeah, if it wasn't. I don't think the sweepers were scripted though. It seemed like they were very uncanny.
Yes,
and walking all over the camera.
Yeah, they did a bad job of that as well. But again, Trials Rising.
It's another Trials game. I think it'll hit an audience.
Yeah, definitely hit an audience, and it'll be free in a few years, probably on PlayStation Plus and Xbox Gold. But it's just weird. Again, it's just, I know don't fix what ain't broke type thing, but it didn't look new, or it just looked more Trials.
I don't think it was worthy of a whole E3 stage.
That's exactly it. At least not a section that long.
And at the same time, could have been an app game.
Yeah. Then Division 2 came out. Obviously, we'd seen some Division 2 gameplay and stuff at Microsoft, but they showed a few more gameplay elements and some more trailers, did they not?
Yeah, they showed a lot more of what it's not just how it's going to play, but what it's going to be about. The leveling up system, a new raid system, which I think will fit into that really nicely. Really
in depth in their entire year one plan as well, and all the free content that will continue to come. I just think it's weird though how much they're going into that info when the game's 8 months away.
It does seem far off. It might end up with the same case that Destiny did, a lot of big plans and then not a lot of follow through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think, do you feel there's too many of these type of games now? I do.
It's not to the level of Royale games, but yeah, there is a lot of grinders and team up shooters, but it's getting it right, and you can lose your audience. For example, Destiny 1 to 2, like 75% of the community is gone between one game, so it's doing it right and keeping it up, and if it succeeds, you've got a massive audience. But when it falls through, it's getting them back. That's the hard thing.
Now I feel like from this point, though, the content I don't care about, but it was well presented up until this point, though. I feel here though, I feel like is where it then suddenly went down a step with the Mario versus Rabbids Donkey Kong.
Yes.
6 minute long.
I'll admit, I had no idea what was going on.
Band on stage, just playing some music with a weird trait. Why? For content that's already out.
And it's few of my things ruining what they should. Live music is good, not on an E3 stage.
No.
Extra content is good, not on an E3 stage. Put them all together, definitely shouldn't be on an E3 stage.
No. And again, for not so long. Why? Why is it there? And it's filler, as you say. They've got nothing to show. But why have they got nothing to show? That's what I don't understand. Why? What have they been doing?
Just them. There's clearly something in the pipeline. They've got Nintendo ties now. They showed that with next game coming up soon. But show us what you've got in the pipeline. It doesn't need to. Bethesda. Just there is a new Elder Scrolls game coming. Don't know when. Don't know what console. There's something coming.
There's this new IP coming.
A little bit of hype, a little bit of happiness in the pants. That's all I asked.
There was no happiness in the pants from Ubisoft. Skull and Bones then came out, which was a pirate game announced last year. Shows some new gameplay. It is solely just an on-sea.
You can walk around a dock.
You can walk around a dock in a hub world, and they showed an upgrade system. I've written on my notes, it looks meh.
See, this is the thing. Like, we both liked Black Flag.
I loved Black Flag.
I was fully 100% committed to the pirate ship side of things.
Yep.
I think it was a damn sight better than what was on the Assassin's 3. Was the
3 was the
sort
first
of
ship
beta
combat
trial
they put,
of the ship combat, and it didn't work.
Nope.
But into Black Flag, I could not tear myself off it. I forgot I was playing Assassin's Creed. Mm-hmm. In a sense, I think I'm going to get on with it. I like the upgrade system. I like the idea of it. It's going to be how they manage to make
intrigued.
it work online.
I have two issues with it. A, that, as you say, and B, I've wanted a big open world pirate game for as long as I can remember. I love pirates, and ever since even early Assassin's Creed games, and I remember for a while there was a rumoured Bethesda pirate game.
Oh
From Bethesda Game Studio. This was a long time ago. But a big open world pirate RPG.
Well, they had the capacity to do it.
Yeah, both. I think both of those companies have the capacity to do it. And when they showed the Skull and Bones last year, I thought, oh my god, they're doing it.
That was it. That was exactly what I asked for.
But they only had the one section of it, and I just want it to be. I don't. That gameplay's great. That boat ship gameplay thing is awesome, but I don't know if it's enough for a whole game that's going to keep me coming back. It looks like
that's the thing. It needs to have some sort of depth.
I'm just thinking, like For Honor, there was no depth to For Honor. It was a good idea with some cool mechanics, but not enough to make me keep coming back and playing it. I played it for a bit. Like,
and that's the thing. It's got to have something to distract me from the hate of going online. And if it does pull a Sea of Thieves, like you go anywhere, you see a person, you blow them up. There's no should we ally? Like it's Division all over again.
Yeah. But for me, I just want to see a proper pirate-based RPG game in the vein of Assassin's Creed, in the vein of Skyrim, all of these things. Where, fuck it, make it online as well, so that I can have a crew.
Well, maybe the Sea of Thieves DLC will give us something that we want.
I know Sea of Thieves is there for that, but Sea of Thieves is a badly executed one still, I feel. I want a gritty pirate game. That's what I want.
That's it. It needs to be an 18 rated game. Yeah. Pirates aren't cushy, lovey, here's a banana.
No, and it needs a depth, a good story, a good narrative. It needs some characters I'm interested in. It needs a good combat system, both on land, on sea, which is why I think Ubisoft are the guys for it, because I feel like they have that with Creed. The earlier Creed engines. The new Creed's good, but not for pirates, I feel.
Yeah, it's changed. It's lost. I wouldn't say lost its way. It's found a new way.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I guess the concern is you just have a Creed game with a pirate skin, and you've just got Black Flag again. But I don't know. I still feel like with the right minds behind it, it can be done. I have the ideas for it. I'll do it.
I think you could.
I'll do it.
I think you know what we need in a pirate game.
I know what I want in a pirate game.
Yeah, probably some of it wouldn't be able to be aired, especially in Australia. So.
No, yeah, I don't care if it goes to Australia. I don't live in Australia. You can do what you want out there with your pirates
games and.
Yeah. Next, Frodo came out.
Yes, Mr. Frodo Baggins.
Which again, we're two celebrities in one conference.
That was a lot for them.
Yeah.
That's probably why they skipped on the dance number celebrity.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. That's a good point. Showing Transference VR, some weird live-action VR game.
I really like the looks of this. I don't even have a VR, and I'm excited for it.
I'll be honest, I wasn't paying attention. At this point,
you lost your way at this point.
I very much lost my way, and I was too busy taking the piss out of what's-his-face being on stage to really pay attention to what was on the screen.
Well, I think from the looks of the trailer, it builds a suspense. I don't know exactly what this game is. They haven't told us a huge amount, but I'm assuming it's something to do with his son has been killed or something. They've transferred him into a robot body and it's glitching or something.
That's what it looks like, yeah. But
it looks like it could be fully terrifying. Like, nothing's been truly scary on VR since
Resi.
I don't think it nailed it like it was meant to, because it was meant to be just the Silent Hills.
Yeah, I think the thing is that Resi was scary in itself anyway, so VR didn't make it that much worse. more than anything.
I think it comes down to how the quality of the PSVR as well. I feel if that was at a higher level, it may have just got you there that bit more.
Some of the mechanics in Resi were broken in VR as well, which then kind of breaks you from the game a little bit because it pulls you out of that immersion. So
Exactly.
So, but it's there again. I guess that depends how they handle it. But as it's a live action thing, I don't know how interactive it's going to be. Potentially, it's more of an experience, maybe your choice space, perhaps. I like to see VR being supported though. That was the first glimpse at a VR game that hasn't been at a Sony conference. Correct.
Because
and Bethesda didn't even show their VR stuff. They said they had it, but didn't show it. So.
Yeah, and they were really coming on strong with it. Stuff like Skyrim and Fallout's been huge. Well. Yeah, and Doom as well. Doom was really good. So.
Then Starlink Battle, which was shown last year, which is the new Toys of Life games with the ship. Sums it up, really. Yeah,
I'm sort of done with Toys to Life. The world has seen that it's fallen to bits.
Yeah, it's died on its arse.
It's a cool idea, but 5 years ago.
Yeah, that's it. It's a cool idea 5 years ago.
I'm pretty sure we were probably talking about this at work one day and said, what if you could just make your own mech or something? Mm-hmm. And it's just, it's this cool idea. And throwing in Star Fox, I think that's what he said. Yes, that was the one.
Star Fox.
On the pissy version.
Yes.
It's a cool niche, and it's nice that they've got Nintendo on side. I think that's really good.
I think of course on Switch, I guess.
It's the only platform it's going to succeed on.
It's just it's already proven this doesn't succeed though. Like Skylanders went for a while, but when it died, and it died when it got too complicated.
Oh yeah.
When it got too much going on, it didn't make sense because you had the different things happening, and Disney did the same thing. There was too many Disneys, didn't make sense, and Lego again the same, too much. That's why it died. Because I think the Toys to Life system worked early on. It appealed to a younger audience that could have the little thing. Go, awesome, I play as this, and then you get the collectibles.
Well, I need a power disc or something.
What does this do in a world thing? And then I need a gemstone to build this, and then I don't actually have the physical characters anymore. I make the characters, but I store them
all of
my
Lego. what one is this?
Yeah,
that's what it ends up as.
Which is why it doesn't work. Then For Honor came out again. You don't need to be there. And announced a new update, which just.
I'm a little bit bummed. It's just one faction. I feel there was.
I'm a little bit bummed that Ubisoft are pretending that game still exists. I mean, I know it's got a small.
There's probably some people.
I know there's some following for it, but just cut your losses. Look at what worked and what didn't work, and just move away from what doesn't work.
Or use what you've got. Okay, there's people that want to play this game, but maybe if it's executed better.
Yeah.
So For Honor 2, maybe in the pipeline.
Maybe
that's it. Maybe let's just throw another faction in there. Keep the core happy. We'll try and get this new game out soon.
Then Crew 2 came out and announced that there'll be an open beta. Again, doesn't need to be on that stage. You're out soon. Everyone knows about your game.
The pre-alpha people have
said it was dog.
Yeah, the glitchy to all hell and back.
Oh, you're there. And then they closed with Assassin's Creed Odyssey, showed off gameplay. They showed that you can play the game as either a male or female protagonist, your choice. They've added in character choices, dialogue trees, romance systems, whole bunch of other stuff, making it very RPG. What did you think of Assassin's Creed?
I was unsure. I wasn't a huge fan of the last one.
Did you play Origins?
Only briefly.
Okay, all right.
Enough to know that it wasn't. It's going down a new path.
Yep.
Which is good for a lot of people. It wasn't my style of Assassin's Creed though.
Okay.
I've gone off a little bit since Unity way. I think every step since then has been the path that I don't really want it to go down. I say it's losing its way. I'm saying it's not as an assassin-based game is. From the start of this, as soon as I saw that it was Spartans and Greeks, wasn't really much ninja fighting going on, really. It was all just swords on sword, and from the early looks at the characters, I didn't believe that there was going to be any hidden blade. It's still not shown. Yep. But the gauntlet is there, so I'm hoping that's still a thing.
So here's my thing with Assassin's Creed. I loved Origins. I thought it was very, very good.
Yeah.
I agree, though, it's not an Assassin's Creed game. They did enough in Origins as the story progressed to make it Assassins. But yeah, definitely losing its way. This one, though, looks just like a carbon copy of the Origins mechanics, which they've then built on and plastered an Assassin's Creed skin over. It doesn't look like an Assassin's Creed game at all.
Yeah, if you didn't play the follow-up Assassin's Creed games, there was no way of telling that was an Assassin's Creed game.
It just looks like they wanted to make a big open-world RPG. Wasn't sure how they were going to market it without it. They basically fell into the trap that I was talking about 10 minutes ago with the pirate game.
Yeah.
That they've come up with an idea for a game in a Greek setting, in a Spartan setting, with a certain type of combat system and a certain type of progression system, and then we've got a really good system for that already in Origins, because they've literally just copied it over. So let's just use that engine, that code. Fine, you can do that. It makes sense.
Using the name as well.
And because then the thing is, they then go, but now it's obviously Assassin's Creed, boys. So we'll just call it Assassin's Creed. It will sell better. That's got to be what they're doing.
No, they're going to hurt people in the long run here. Yeah. Like the core. People will fall out each step.
I would like Assassin's Creed to die. I would like the breed to die. They can keep making those types of games, but give them a different name.
Yeah.
And this is Ubisoft in a nutshell.
Call them Creed, like Gears have done with theirs.
Yeah, actually, you know what? I'd be fine with that. I'd be fine with that. Because
that doesn't say anything about Assassins. It's been a long time since you felt like an assassin, really, isn't it?
Completely agree. Yeah, since earlier Creed.
Angry murderer.
Black Flag, I wouldn't say was a.
Oh yeah, there was nothing assassin-y in there. I still liked the gameplay.
Yeah.
Pirates Creed. Why not do this? Like Pirates Creed, Greeks Creed.
Yeah, not a bad idea. Spartan Creed. The game looked fun though. It looked awesome. It looked pretty in the way Origins did.
From the gameplay.
It did have very much an Origins skin though. It even had the same like font type and everything on there. It did look like literally just had copied over the overlays
as well. Looked almost Egyptian.
To be fair though, a lot of Assassin's Creed Origins is set with Greeks and Spartans in it, and there's a big crossover with Greece in Origins, so it looks like it's a similar time period, so I'll let them off a little bit with that one.
Well, the rumour has it that we're going to get some character crossover.
Apparently so. Also, it has come out since the conference that this game is set before the events of Assassin's Creed Origins, which does make me question how you can have an Origin game over an Origin game.
Assassin's Creed Originals? I don't know where they're going with this, but they keep getting earlier. Eventually, we'll be fighting dinosaurs.
My guess is you'll start maybe earlier on. It will cross over into then the events of Origins, and then the rumours are that Bayek will be in there, so that could potentially be the way it goes. But I'll still get it and play it. I don't think I'll get it this year though.
No, I feel it's a bad.
It's October
year.
Again.
It's a bad year. Yep. It's a bad year for it to be.
It's weak. In some ways, it's a cracking year for games. In some ways, it's fucking appalling.
Well, that's it. You wanna get your game out there, and you want to see how you compete with the rest. But jumping in at October time, you're literally going straight into the lion's den.
But a very quick rundown here: Ubisoft, Just Dance, Beyond Good and Evil 2, Rainbow Six, Trials, Division 2, Mario vs Rabbids, Skull and Bones, Transference, Starlink, For Honor, Crew 2, Assassin's Creed. What was missing from their conference?
Splinter Cell. We thought we were getting
Splinter Cell. And anything new.
Yeah, huge.
Every single one of those games. Was already a Trials Rising is potentially the only thing that's actually an announcement. Everything else in there is a game that's already been announced or is already out. So we've got one.
They're the masters of the new niche, though. That's something that I was expecting. Some sort of, what did I say, wakeboarding or something. Something random, totally random. Skydiving.
Nothing. No new reveals. No big. We're making this now. Here's this thing we're doing. Here's a new IP. Here's a new sequel. Nothing. No reveals.
They've got some good games. Like we were saying, Rayman. Rayman's in a great place. Yeah. It's been doing really well on the Switch. It's sort of getting the Skyrim disorder of being on everything now, but people would want one.
As you say, Splinter Cell's a big one. Still no Splinter Cell. What are they playing at? Why is that not a thing? Like everyone wants that game.
We know it's there. We know it's somewhere literally in the shadows.
Hey, very good.
But why not just say it's coming? Sam Fisher runs on.
Just a teaser.
Point. That's it.
A teaser would do. Just make our pants happy.
Just a guy runs on, dog comes on, snaps dog. It's coming next year. That's all I needed.
Then we moved on to the big one, though, Andy.
We were waiting for this.
The one that had me hyped.
This was the one that was meant to save the day.
No, I think in some ways it did, because what they showed me really rumbled my DualShock. But
yeah, I'm feeling that.
Again, just so badly presented. It's so strange, and I don't really understand.
I like the idea of the tent. I didn't understand the tent until the trailer started.
Still pointless. So, Sony conference starts. They're in a big old tent that's laid out like a church. All of the audience was crammed in there like cattle. Sean Layden comes out on stage and he addresses the audience. It's
with
noisy,
a dodgy mic.
dodgy microphone, a little bit of feedback here and there. And talks,
no acoustics in a tent.
No acoustics in a tent. They started talking about that they're going to do E3 differently this year. And he waffled for a little while. Then they brought out Gustavo, what's-his-face, who was the composer for the Last of Us soundtrack, and he played the Last of Us theme for too long.
Yeah, I feel that was too much.
Yep.
Musical number, once again.
Yeah. Then, though...
The best trailer we might have ever seen.
At E3.
Well, of gameplay.
Yeah.
Like, of gameplay-wise.
Last of Us 2 full gameplay reveal.
It didn't break like Uncharted either, so...
Oh my god, the words. There are none.
Every single step of that way. Like, we saw the sneaking at the start, blew Tomb Raider out of the water, and that's been
I think you need to go back to earlier in the trailer, just the cutscene at the beginning in that trailer. I watched it again this morning. So they're chatting. They're in the church, the place, the setting that the tent is. They are in there. So that's a nice little touch.
Well, that's when we got it.
You see an older Ellie at a party. There's clearly social stuff now going on in the later world in this, because they were obviously 5 or 6 years or so on. Ellie still looks young, older but still young.
Yeah.
Finding herself, obviously, which we'll get to in a minute. Did you play Left Behind, by the way?
No, I didn't.
Okay, all right.
Because it was hinted at, wasn't it?
It's straight up shown.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's already public knowledge that Eddie is a queer.
Right.
That's PC.
Don't judge. Yeah.
Or pissy.
Starfucks. She can starfucks whoever she wants to starfucks.
She can pissy on them too. Let's get that hand. But that cutscene, the dialogue there, brilliantly presented, brilliant animation, and really stepping up in Naughty Dog's
compared to
execution.
the Ubisoft.
Yes.
Talking of something and the mouth not really doing the same thing.
That's uncanny. That's amazing. But Naughty Dog have always been stellar at that, and Uncharted 4 was outstanding, and this has taken that even further. Did you notice, though, at the time, because we all discussed during this, because throughout this whole gameplay demo, no Joel.
Yeah.
Except before I watched it again this morning. There is Joel.
Ooh.
So, at the very beginning, she's standing in the place, she's watching the dance, and the Chinese dude comes over and talks to her.
Yeah.
And he says, "Your old man laid into me this morning."
It's got to be.
And she goes, "Really?" And he goes, "Yeah, like moaning that my patrols weren't good enough and blah, 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 blah."
He's probably running this city.
Joel is running the city, I reckon. Yeah, Joel is there. He's just not the player protagonist, which I already confirmed you'd be playing as Ellie. But yeah, they break into the gameplay, and as you say, the stealth.
Just unbelievable. Like, considering Square Enix is earlier that day and they're happy. There's no problem with Tomb Raider's stealthy sections, but to look that sharp.
Oh, so good. And every detail of it, so just the environment looking stunning.
The
lighting, the water,
the movement.
The animation of everything on scene. And Ellie's world interaction in that gameplay demo. Just the basic world interaction, unparalleled. I've never seen anything like that.
Everything was fluid. Like previous games, even The Last of Us.
I understand
when it was. You pick up a game, you hold your hand out, and then it's suddenly in your hand.
That's been my big gripe in video games for as long as I've ever lived. Is this whole pickup system where there's a gun on the floor and you just get this little robotic
you just put your hand by your foot and then it's probably 4 foot away from you.
And yeah, no, this is a full-on and fluid, doesn't look robotic in any way, human animation to picking up these items and bottle. The bit where she's running in the chase sequence and grabs the bottle off the side, which is clearly interactable because it highlights the thing, the same pickup prompt you had on the first one. You
probably see that a little bit further away, but as soon as you grab, before she's not holding it in any stupid way that you would when you're running. It's literally pick up and then she's straight into the throwing
It was stunning. The way she's dynamically reacting to being hit as well. So she gets shot at one point and she reacts to that, and a bullet grazed on her arm.
Like in previous games, you got a blood stain, but it's never. I got shot here,
and it was more than a blood stain. It was a detailed bullet stain, and exactly that. And she reacted to that, and she stayed reacting to that for a while.
It looks like it affects your health bar as well. There must be.
And then when she got shot by the arrow, and that arrow stayed in her to a point where you were able to be out the way and pull that arrow out, and that again, if you watch it back, that affects her heart. There's something going on, so that's affecting your health system. Insane. The thrown through the glass in the fight sequence. This is clearly none of this is. You can tell it's not scripted. It's Naughty Dog. It never. They're not scripted in those kind of sequences.
Though, isn't it? The bullet fire as she goes into the building as well to hit that door and then shatter that glass door,
and then her react to that, and her picking up the arrow out of the corpse again,
perfectly fluid.
Picking up some arrows off the floor. A bunch of arrows got dropped when she killed someone. She scooped them up and put them into her quiver.
Yeah, not just put hand behind back and suddenly they're there. No, you've just thrown them over your shoulder.
And none of that. Every time she was in a melee combat, there was none of that just bouncing off animation. It was a full-on impact animation on every single hit between both her and...
even when they missed, they hit the environment and he would smash some shelves up.
And it would affect his recoil from that. That would affect his balance and effect. Mind-blowing.
Everything about that was perfect.
Absolutely mind-blowing. And I think that alone...
They could have just had that. This is what we needed.
They did keep going, though. The problem is, though, I don't think they presented as well. Because they showed us this, and then they took a weird intermission where they went to a panel. And it's because they were moving everyone from this church, into the full conference theatre. And I do have to question, was that necessary?
I think they could have just had easily two environments. Just, here's a big screen where we're going to show the conference. We'll come out, walk in front of these people, show them the first bit, leave these lackey people, give it to the public. Why not just have the public there? They have this first little experience. They get a bit of the experience, because it's probably not easy to get into those conferences.
No, not at all.
And then walk into the big fat cats and enjoy
in their weird break, though, they showed some new maps. Well, the older maps coming to Black Ops 4. Very strange that was there. Normally Call of Duty is at these conferences and they're actually showing you something about the game and showing you exclusives, but they weren't. They just showed you something that was announced a couple of days ago anyway.
I like the fact that they're still sticking true to the old stuff, but...
I had no problem with that. I just think it was weird that it was in this conference. Again, just no place for it there. And then Destiny 2 Forsaken with another story trailer.
I think they showed that well. But
I think that was great.
The PlayStation Plus for Call of Duty.
That was... I guess that's why it was there. So, yeah, PS3, Black Ops 3, PlayStation Plus 3.
Big game. Still
yeah, it's big
reasonably
shout.
priced in stores. So.
I guess it's the only reason why it was there. They did then move back into the main conference theatre. Whilst they were on that panel, Sean Layden came out there and he did say that this is going to be a different press conference. Don't expect any big announcement and surprises. We're showing you these big 4
Don't
games.
expect anything new as well.
No, which I'll get into in a minute. But we took back into the main conference and we had another musical number. A guy coming out playing this weird pipe thing, which again went on for too long before they took us into Ghosts of Tsushima.
It was building up to a game I didn't know as well. Yeah. Had I sort of with the Last of Us build up, we knew what that was. That was.
You knew Ghost of Tsushima was a thing, though. Yeah. But we didn't know what it was. So they showed us a trailer at PSX. We knew it was a Japanese samurai game. That was about it. What do you think Ghost of Tsushima gameplay?
I think it looked quality.
Yeah.
The best sword combat. That we've seen.
Massively. I thought it looked stunning. Taking a lot of visual inspiration from Shadow of Colossus, which is good.
Yeah.
The horse riding sequence was straight out of Shadow of Colossus, but that's good because I think that worked really well.
It's in a new environment as well, because as nice as Shadow of the Colossus was, it was still a dated environment. It's hard to put trees, grass, and random bits into all these bits. And
at this point, though, we've seen 2 big first-party titles back to back. Both of them mind-blowing.
Yeah, you need to hold your own when you come into this slot here.
Both of them have shat all over anything Xbox had to show us for their 50 games.
And laughed at everyone else at their own conferences, the Enix and Ubi's.
I really think Tsushima looks really, really good. Very, very interested to see more of. Very interested to play.
The huge interaction with everything.
Yeah.
Like the bit when he's jumping down into that building and he's picking which enemy to fight, and it's almost like a sudden strike. So you jumped in, and you usually get one attack before everyone's on you and you're in basic combat. But he's like this guy, then this guy, then this guy, and it chains all through that, and everything interacts.
To me, it looked like what I'm missing from Assassin's Creed.
That's it. They took inspiration from it and made it better. And
it looks stunning. Again, 2 games, very different stylized, because Last of Us is very realistic. This was a bit more stylized. Still realistic, but it did have an artistic edge, but nailed it. Again, looked gorgeous. The sun rays coming through. The boss fight at the end with all the leaves looked gorgeous. The grass movement, the wind effects, the mud and the water splashing up.
The mud up on his... on his clothing. It's really hard to get that stuff.
I know. I really like little touch where after he finished a kill, he would flick the blood off the sword. Loved that. I thought that was great. Then they announced Control, a new game coming from 505. Looked very much like Quantum Break.
Forgot to buy that studio, didn't you?
Yes, you did, Microsoft. However, Quantum Break was a bit of a letdown, wasn't it? So,
Quantum Break was really nice for all 5 minutes of the game. Also had no reason to replay through the game.
It didn't say necessarily whether or not this was a PlayStation exclusive. It was there though, so this could be on Xbox as well. But,
true, but
it's not at your conference.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it looked interesting. Looked enough to make me intrigued to see more of. Resident Evil 2 remake revealed or confirmed.
That's going to keep a lot of people out. We sort of knew that was coming.
We sort of knew it was coming, so confirmed, but looking good. Looking very, very good. Then we had Trover Saves the Universe, which was another VR game from the Rick and Morty guys.
It just looks like Rick and Morty, but in a crazy environment. They've got an open universe now.
And those games worked in VR really well, so more of, please. Kingdom Hearts 3 then came out again, saying the same trailer as before, but then also with Pirates of the Caribbean confirmed in there, which...
I like that. Pirates was probably one of the most popular things from Kingdom Hearts.
I thought it was an awesome looking pirate sequence as well. It looked bang on from the film.
I feel that you're still one of those people that doesn't really know a huge amount of what goes on in Kingdom Hearts, but it looks pretty, and you've got a lot of lovable characters in there.
Yeah.
The pirates look insane. It's moved further than a cartoon game and into an artistic sort of style now.
Yeah.
And yeah, as I say, it's going to look absolutely beautiful on both consoles, on the X and the Pro.
Death Stranding then took the stage.
We knew nothing.
But what the fuck?
Yeah, we knew nothing.
It looked cool. I'm glad we finally seen some gameplay. It looked really pretty. Looked interesting.
Looked terrifying.
It looks terrifying. I've still got no idea what that game is.
It's nightmare fuel. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Baby carrying nightmare fuel. I don't know what I'm scared of in that, but everything.
everything. I'd leave Kojima to it. He knows what he's doing, but...
Oh, he can build atmosphere.
Yeah.
As he showed us in a demo that never even hit stores. It was still the scariest thing I've ever played on my PlayStation. I've never had to throw a controller down, but I'm guessing that's going to happen quite a bit in this game.
Yeah, it looked really good. Nice. A lot of details. Well, not a lot of details, but a lot of footage shown. It did look nice. I'm glad to be seeing it.
A lot of walking sim, though, as was
Still no release window for any of these big three. Last of Us 2, Ghost of Tsushima,
but they've
Death
done
Stranding. Nothing. No vague. Not even a year. Nothing.
But they've done what we needed from E3.
Yes.
I can see trailers and all sorts of other jazz of games coming out next week on YouTube and other medias. Yeah. I want to see something that's going to keep me having my PlayStation.
Yeah.
It's like, I can't sell this PlayStation. At some point in my lifetime, Last of Us 2 is going to happen.
Death Stranding.
And
Neo 2.
Yes.
Which was the next announcement.
Yeah. Probably a bit soon.
Yeah, it was last year, wasn't it, Neo?
They've got, in my view, with their back catalogues, other things that they could
have a
work
release date on Neo 2? I don't recall.
Yeah, it was later this year. I believe it was November. So
it shouldn't be.
No more games this year. There doesn't need to be any more games.
Then they went and closed show with Spider-Man, showing some more Spider-Man gameplay, which we knew they were going to do. They revealed a lot of villains, and then some other surprise villain at the end. Didn't see who that was, or potentially ally at the end. Gameplay of that looks sweet.
I like where they're gone with it.
Oh, I think it looks awesome.
As a fan of Batman, a huge fan, and
of the Arkham games, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I was going to say it's Spider-Man.
Yeah, obviously. Oh, wrong superhero.
wrong entire...
I thought it was a bit weird with the whole web thing. It's not battering. But it looks like it's going to take on the style of Arkham City, and in my view, that's the best Batman game that they have done.
Agree.
The multiple villains running around gives you each one with its own sort of intricacy. I think it's a good foothold to start a franchise now.
Yeah. I think it looks so good. I knew it looked good anyway. I didn't want to see more of it because I was already sold, but what they showed me got me really excited. Very much looking forward to playing that on September the 7th. But then they finished their conference. That was it.
It was sudden. There was no, like, thank you, clap these guys, well done these guys. It didn't do a Ubisoft standing ovation. Everyone comes out and we're like high-fiving each other.
One more thing and nothing. Now, this leads me to saying what I want to say, and Jack and I will have a prolonged discussion about this in one more podcast tomorrow. The new consoles. They're coming.
Yes.
That's why there is nothing from anyone in this E3, because the new consoles are coming.
You can tell. Like, Sony just stacking up on what they've already got. Xbox doing some
and I have a
stuff.
funny feeling the new consoles are coming, and they're special, which is why there is nothing. They're getting this done. They're getting PS4 closed off to open PS5 with whatever it is.
Bethesda have got given the biggest hints so far at this. They've said, like, these games are coming for a next generation.
Yeah.
And it's either my children or a new console. So I'm not going to have any children.
So I have a funny feeling these big games, Ghost of Tsushima, Death Stranding, Last of Us 2, we see before the end of 2019. Because I think next year we see the reveal of the consoles. Not the release, but the reveal of the consoles next year.
It's got to be. I think
E3.
with the way that the market is going.
E3 next year, the console reveals.
Do you think both backwards compatible?
I think they have to be. I think they very much have to be backwards compatible.
It's not been long enough for this generation.
No. So Microsoft have confirmed they're working on the consoles. They said it in their conference. Bethesda have confirmed they're working on next-gen games. Sony are not announcing any new content, which they don't do. They always announce something.
I think they're going to do the same thing they did with PS4 and the Xbox launch. They took their time. They waited for Xbox to make their move, and then checkmate.
And what they did, though, was they got their big games out before they launched it.
Yeah.
All the big games they already had announced, they got them out. They got Last of Us out. They got... What else did they have? I don't remember. Sony
they had
didn't
a
have
good finish, though.
They did have a good finish. Sony didn't have as many big IPs at this point, though.
There was a couple I missed. There was a couple of sort of Japanese games that I missed out on. A couple of Tales games. Ni no Kuni was quite late in there.
But the point is they got them out before the PS4 launched.
And there was happiness. Everyone rejoiced, and then moved on to the PS4 and missed out on Assassin's Creed Rogue.
No, I think the problem is what's happened now, though, is back when the PS4 and Xbox One launched, we did not have this incredible lineup of games that we have now. And this rapport that Sony have now built with us with these stupidly good IPs. God of War, Last of Us, Uncharted 4, Detroit, all the Japanese games, these incredible games that they are putting out year after year. We didn't have anything like that. We didn't have the same degree.
PS3 did not fund the games.
Problem is now at a point where we do, so how they do this crossover into the next consoles and keep that going is yet to be seen. I think they're probably figuring it out, but I think we'll see soon.
If they keep it backwards compatible, they'll keep the same audience, everyone will be happy. They've got a superb foothold with the amount of sales that they've done. And like you said, the back catalogue of games that they can just take a step further, because God of War is in a brilliant place to continue. Mm-hmm. Detroit is a whole new meta that they can go down as well. They've proved time and time again that these games are successful. These are what people want. Heavy Rains, Beyond Two Souls, all been really successful. Lacking in a bit of replayability, but if it sells a £50 game, it sells a £50 game.
I think Detroit has got a bit of replayability anyway, to be fair. I think
because of the depth of choice this time, there is reason to go back through it, and you're probably going to go hunt down that Platinum Trophy as well, I don't doubt.
It looks fairly achievable. So a couple of playthroughs and a couple of bits of clean up by the looks of it. So, and as each playthrough looks like it will be completely different, based off what I do, obviously. All over that. But,
I think it'll be good.
However, unfortunately, that does all mean for a pretty piss poor E3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was my overall. It was.
There were some saving graces.
There were some good things.
Yeah.
There were some things that I didn't expect but made me happy, but not compared to last year when I was like, oh my god, out of nowhere.
There was just no wow moments.
There was no mind blow. I was like, oh, cool, DMC. Like, but not enough to like blow me away. The gameplay was nice. Spider-Man's and Last of Us were the two particular ones I think were the outstanding ones. I don't think there was enough of Death Stranding to make me know what I do apart from walk and hide. But that might be all the game's about, and you could get away with it if it's terrifying enough as it is.
I agree. Hopefully, though, PSX they'll have something else for us. That's what I'd like.
Oh, they always keep a trick up their sleeve, don't
Yeah, they always have a trick up their sleeve.
Which is probably why we only got 5 or 6 bits from them.
I mean, that was the thing. It was short. Like, it was very short. Their conference. That was the big disappointment for me. Yeah.
But just the way they, like you said, they presented it. I feel that, like you say, moving the.
Once they got into the main conference, that presentation was exactly what you want from Sony. Game. Which is what we want and what they've done every year. So.
And shown with gameplay, like but we can't hang on them not giving release dates because it's been their thing for a long time.
Yeah, and again, they'll have a plan and their dates will get.
Like you say, maybe PSX is going to be the one where we see these dates.
Yeah,
but I don't need a date. I just need the game. I
have
to
a
know
funny
it's
feeling
gonna look
PSX
good.
will see more. We'll see some more Last of Us gameplay. Bit more reveal about what the setting is still, because we still
maybe
don't
another
know
character
a lot,
to players.
potentially another character to players, and I think we will get a release window at that point, potentially a date, at least a window, and we'll see Ghost of Tsushima, more details on that, and the open world mechanics. They have said it's an open world game, but they didn't show us any of that mechanics really.
Yeah,
so,
what are you going to be doing as side quests?
Yeah, so I imagine we'll see a fair bit of that, and again some release info. Death Stranding, I think, will remain unknown until we actually get our hands on it of what the game actually is.
It's going to be so close to the chest. We probably won't know.
No.
We probably won't get a cover art until the day comes out.
No,
So.
I'm fairly confident of that. But hopefully, we'll see some of these other studios come out and announce some things. I want to know what Rocksteady's doing. I want to see what Avengers is. And it's weird we haven't got them, but there's still time. It can happen.
Well, we got Nintendo. Nintendo might save the day.
Maybe. Nintendo got
I don't know about
Avengers.
Rocksteady. we'll
New
get
Superman Rocksteady game is exclusively on Nintendo Switch.
There's going to be some good stuff at Nintendo. I think everyone undercuts them. I think there's a reason they're back at E3, and that's pleasing a lot of people.
Agreed.
I think we'll see some more of Super Smash, maybe some new characters shown as well, because with a huge back catalogue that they've got now, purchasing Bethesda games on their platforms. I want Doom Guy. We want some Doom Guy and some Super Smash. There's other franchises that they haven't touched. I know Star Fox is in, but the Star Fox Racer game.
Yep.
I know a few people that'll be all up for that. They could do anything, Nintendo. It's random, as always. So long as it's not another Rabbids game, I'll be happy.
E3 2018 is over. Thank you to all of my hosts that have joined me over the last few days, Andy, Kris and Tom, to tell you exactly what we think and what we hate and what we love of E3 2018. You can check out an elongated episode of One More Podcast that will be live tomorrow, where Jack and I will go into detail of exactly what we think was missing, why it was missing, where it's going to be, the Q4 problem and everything else that has come out of E3. Andy, thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Christian. For having me.
It's very nice.
I didn't swear much.
You didn't swear much.
I've been on my best behaviour.
Yeah,
he's been cutting me every time I swear.
Don't tell him that on camera. Until next time, and maybe till next year. We shall see you then.